Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back at you, Mad Monday, with your old big boy, Big Sam, live on Facebook and YouTube. Now, like if you like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the YouTube channel, OGTV. Well, let's get straight off into it. You know, it's a it's a hard thing, We're 2-1 in the first quarter of the season, and yet with a you know what I'm saying, with the offensive line getting bullied the way they did, you know what I'm saying, yesterday, I find and see a lot of fans, blaming putting the game at our quarterback's feet. And I don't necessarily think that was the case. Our offensive line, has pass protection issues, chemistry and pass protection issues, and something that's not going to come about in one season for some of these guys, and what I'm saying, one training camp, what I'm saying, for a couple of these guys, you know, uh, just saying, a cohesive offensive line doesn't birth itself, what I'm saying, when there hasn't been a lot of time together, you know, that has to be something in existence. Chemistry is something that's needed, you know. Um, Offensive line got beat to death yesterday, and as a result, what I'm saying, it doesn't really got beat to death. You know, I mean, hey, you saw it, you know it, and there's no sense in jumping off a cliff. You know what I'm saying, and screaming fire this person, or put the backup in and all this, that, and the third, because it don't matter who was at quarterback yesterday. The game was going to result in the same. When you have less than a second, when you have less than 2 seconds on your drop back, let alone even get into a pocket stance, and the defense is already on you 90% of the time, which was the case yesterday. I mean, things are just not going to turn out good. You know, it's it's just a hard mechanism to always want to blame the quarterback. It's a strange mechanism when you see the major part of the unit not having success, but yet you want to blame the QB. You know, blame the coach. And in this stance, you might be, saying, a little right, because Arthur didn't make we're going, adjust, because the intermediate passing game was not working yesterday, and we should have ran the ball more. You know what I'm saying? When it was right there, when we were only down 10, we should have ran the ball more. But this whole dislike or looking for reasons and excuses to down our quarterback, hate our quarterback, wish for the dismissal of the quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Having mounts and mounds and mounds of conversations about, guys that are in college now that you wish to replace him, you know, as a 12th man, it's not good, and it's not cool. I mean, we're really going to look at the reality of the situation. This was Ritter's seventh game as a starter, and we're 4-3 in those games. Um, why is it that what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just curious. Why is it that Ritter can't progress? Why is it he can't grow up? You know what I'm saying? Why is it Hall of Fame status got to be right now? Hall of Fame ability got to be right now. All pro ability got to be right now. Why is that? Why is that? Why is it that y'all sit up and ooh and ah, or make excuses for those other guys that you might have wanted to be drafted, what I'm saying, by us, and make excuses for their ineptability to play quarterback, or the rookie mistakes, or whatever the case may be. You allow that, you make excuses for that, you give reasons and optimism for that, but your own quarterback gets none of the same optimism. None. 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 And I'm really trying to understand why that is. I mean, we have just zero tolerance. I mean, what the hell? Why is it that, what I'm saying, Desmond Ritter cannot have the opportunity to grow? Why is it every game is okay, and you make some semblance of a mistake, oh, it's time to cut. It's time to cut bait. We need to start scouting for a new quarterback in the next draft. Or look to trade for, this guy or that guy. But y'all show smatters and smatters of love for quarterbacks that are not on this team that you wish was on this team. I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm really trying to understand that. I'm really trying to understand that. I mean, you guys have, you know no wish. There is a straight up refusal, what I'm saying, to look at him like y'all, what I'm saying, look at, what I'm saying, these other quarterbacks that you admire or have fantasy wet dreams about, or that play for other teams. I mean, I'm really trying to understand why people refuse, what I'm saying, to see, refuse to let this kid grow in this offense, in his progression as a quarterback. Yeah, there's an absolute refusal. I mean, y'all know everything there is to know about Anthony Richardson. You know what color draws C.J. Stroud. Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what Justin Fields has for breakfast every single day. Hell, you could tell me every single yard or that Lamar Jackson has ever ran for, but y'all don't have that energy for Desmond Ritter in his journey. You know what I'm saying, in growing into the quarterback. You know what I'm saying, of this franchise. I mean, why is that? Why can't we as the fan base get behind our quarterback? Help, please. I really, really, really wish to understand why that is. And don't say he don't have the tools. I mean, because he does. But everything that seems to go wrong with the offense is his fault. The old line couldn't protect. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't stop an old lady from getting to the quarterback yesterday, but yet everybody lays that game at Desmond Ritter's feet when he didn't have time. He may have had 5 plays total in that game where he had time to throw. The man got sacked 7 times yesterday. 7. Nobody's talking about the O line. Nobody is being realistically in and understanding what is tantamount. Saying with the O unit right now. There was no timing, no rhythm because the O line in pass protection got its ass kicked. Period. Point blank. Which led to the intermediate passing game not working, where Dave Ragone should have shifted the play caller and ran the ball more. Let me give shout outs to the defense yesterday because they did all they could to keep us in that game. You know what I'm saying? I said that the defense was going to set the tone for the season, and they have done that. It's just the growing pains in the O unit, reared its head, which I knew it would this year because I knew pass protection was going to be an issue, especially with new guys being together, playing together, new spots, left guard, and look, you got to tip our hat to the Lions front. They did their thing. They did their thing. They did. And we didn't adjust. We couldn't adjust. And the outcome was what it was. And people have to, get out of this frame of mind of, oh, y'all lost to the Lions. Listen, the Lions were a play and a loss by Minnesota away from being a playoff team last year. A lot closer, by percentage points than we were to being a playoff team last year. Okay, so this whole, oh man, the Lions, no, the Lions are legit. And if you didn't see the game against Kansas City to start the season, then you need to go pull up the tape. This ain't the same. It ain't the same old us either. But you know what I'm saying? We're in a line of a progression. Their defense, is legit. And just calling a spade. Jerry Goff had a hell of a game yesterday. That line protected him yesterday to some large degree. You know what I'm saying? He was able to get the ball out. You know, um, but from an offensive standpoint, on our side of the ball, Dave Ragone did not adjust to what Detroit was doing with the blitz and kept trying to get the intermediate passing game going, and it was not working. We lost this game because we did not effectively run the ball. The line could not protect Desmond Ritter, and that's just the bottom line of that. That's just the bottom line. This is a bump in the road, people. We have 14 more games in this here season, and in the first quarter of this season, we are better than 500. We are 2-1 in the first quarter of the season, heading to London to face the Jags. Now, with all that being said, if I'm Arthur Smith, it's gonna be a hard week when we land in London for the O line. You know, we had a lot of wicked things that happened this week, and that's the ultimate reality that a lot of people fail to actually acknowledge and get a grasp of. This is not a 10-year vet at quarterback. You know what I'm saying? This is not a 10-year vet at left guard. You know what I'm saying? At center, at right guard, at right tackle. It is not a 10-year vet at the number one receiver spot. It is not a 10-year vet at tight end. Okay? It is not a 10-year vet at the running back one, running back two. It's not. Now you have if you have out of this world expectations, you need to taper that some in understanding. Yes, we have talent on this team, but they have to grow into what they are initially, into their potential. They have to grow into their position. Just because you get drafted, that don't mean you are, that don't mean they come in, you know what I'm saying, already all pro in the rapping. This is Desmond Ritter's seventh game literally as an NFL player. Now I think he's handling a lot of what's transpiring in front of him and information that he's taking in. I think he's doing a good job of that. I mean, there are going to be bumps. There's nothing of perfection that is going to happen when you have, what I'm saying, rookies and first year and second year and even third year players, what I'm saying, in key positions. Okay, we're looking at a growing entity. This is see, this is what I don't understand about this fan base. And your expectation or your want or your fantasy need or fantasy want is just that. We're gonna have our bumps and see, and that's rolling it back to the beginning when Arthur Smith took this job. There was a lot of work to be done, even just to get to this point. Because if you really look at it, this is actually the damn beginning. What I'm saying, of really phasing in, what I'm saying, his fits, the type of players that he wants, and then developing those players. See, you got that's development. Player development is involved. Player development is key because that's how you get a sustainable product on the field. I mean, having a microwave mindset, what I'm saying, on this, bruh, if you can show me a team that has been successful, having a revolving door in the front office and on the sidelines, I'll wait. I'll wait. Which is the reason why teams like Pittsburgh and Dallas back in the day, and San Francisco back in the day, what I'm saying, in Kansas City back in the day, and Philadelphia back in the day. That's why those teams were successful. You know what I'm saying? Because there was continuity in front office and on the sideline with the coaches. Because there was no, what I'm saying, revolving door at those positions. It wasn't. The coaches were able to get their guys, draft their guys, develop those guys into their position, into a team. And that's what they're gonna have to be able to do. You know, that's what player development is. Like my nephew, the therapist say, what I'm saying, rookies are gonna do rookie things occasionally, sometimes. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I saw it with the best of them. I saw it with Dan Marino. I saw it with Jim Kelly. I saw it with Dan Fouts. I saw it with Joe Montana. I saw it with Drew Brees. I saw it with Archie Manning, Doug Flutie, Fran Tarkenton. As Ricky, they did Ricky things. But eventually in the process of player development, they became the all pros and the Hall of Famers that they are. This just readiness to smash and drag. Some things y'all are just gonna have to get over from the past. It's just some things that you have to get over. Desmond Ritter is a rookie. He's a good kid. He's a smart kid. He's a poised kid. Even in the face of that mugging yesterday, he kept his poise. And when your O line is getting dragged like that, yeah, you're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get hit 15 times, sacked 7. You know what I'm saying? And you know losing a fumble. Yeah, that's gonna happen. We got to get the O line. This O line protection has got to get right. You know what I'm saying? I'm and yeah, I'm the mindset that yeah, you know what I'm saying. That growth, that particular growth, it's the urgency, and I trust me, I get it, but that pass protection chemistry, it's not gonna come in one practice or one off season or one training camp or not even two, bruh. Because history would tell you in both the quarterback position and the offensive line, it takes a good 3 to 5 years to get right, get cohesive. There are going to be growing pains. But the effort that I have seen, you know what I'm saying, and these guys trying to be ready and trying to get right, to me, it's second to none. They've done a lot of work. It just this O line got the chemistry has to get they going to have to just they're going to have to ride and die together. That's just the meat of it. That's just the real of it. That's just the authentic reality of what's going on with these here Atlanta Falcons. And sitting around screaming, bench this guy and cut this guy and trade for this guy and fire that guy. And what good is any of that going to do? I mean, really, when you let the emotional swelling go down and you open your eyes and really look, this is the meat of the situation. This is the reality of the situation. Our O line's chemistry, you know what I'm saying, in pass protection is not there yet. I mean, it's one of those things yesterday against a very, very physical and good defensive front led to in a knockdown drag out fight. We got our ass kicked. We got our ass kicked, and that's not on Desmond Riddle. This game is on the O line and the coaching staff. We did not stay true to our offensive identity. Both Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone are, you know what I'm saying, on the plank for this one. You know what I'm saying? This because number one, you as the OC, you know what I mean. You should when the intermediate passing game was not working. There was no adjustment to come back to the run game and reset the game. We did not run the ball like we are capable of running the ball. We did not attempt to run the ball like we are capable of running the ball. We shoveled downhill to what turned out to be an insurmountable L in a very physical fight. That the defense up until 6 minutes to go, no, up until 8 minutes to go in the game, you know what I'm saying? The defense kept us in. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're on to London, and just got to have a better mindset and a better ability to be patient and understand what we are as a franchise, where we're at as a franchise, and what we're trying to progress to as a franchise, especially with this offense. It's been your boy OG Big Sam, man. Y'all be sure to YouTube and on my page OG TV, hit like, hit subscribe, show your boy some love. I will be here every Monday, Mad Monday. Check it out. Holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to the rest of the week. Realistic OGs, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Wicked Wednesday Wednesday, 1 p.m. Y'all stay blessed.